Morning, folks. We have just woken up. Straight to the lock-in. So the first thing I'm doing every morning is heading to the toilet, then taking a weight measurement so it's consistent day on day, and then I'll take some check-in pictures. So this was yesterday's weigh-in. Let's see where we're at today. Well, you can't make that shit up. Same thing. We'll take that. Bit of underboob for you. For my weight goals right now, I'm in a weight loss phase towards Berlin Marathon. So if you have a look, I was actually 3 months ago, I was hovering around mid 90s. I was often weighing in close to hundreds. Obviously, when you're eating randomly, your weight's fluctuating heaps. So let's say my average weight was 95. Now my average weight is sitting around 90 flat. And yeah, ideally I want to run the race at around 85 if possible. I don't know how possible that is. I haven't been that low in the last probably 3 or 4 or 5 years. So it'll be interesting to see what it takes to get there. I'm trying to do it slowly and I'm trying to do it so that I don't get hungry. But with 70 to 100 Ks a week, I'm hoping that I'm burning so many calories that it becomes pretty easy. I just need to make sure I'm fueling enough for the runs. All right, now we'd run check-in photos. So yeah, I just take a photo of all sides and then I head to perform.app and I fill in my check-ins. So weight was 90.05, HRV was 71, resting heart rate was 44, sleep duration 5 hours 47, that's not good, and sleep score was 73. Then I just chuck the photos in and submit. The good thing about doing a daily check-in is that I'm conscious of these numbers every day. Like maybe on their own they're insignificant, but altogether they make up a picture of how everything's going. Is my weight tracking down? Is my HRV dropping? Am I getting sick? Am I not sleeping enough? So yeah, last few weeks I've noticed that I'm not sleeping enough. Main reason I think for that is just there's been a lot of things on my mind with trying to scale my app. So 2 days ago we dropped the iOS app, and also the whole week I've been onboarding new coaches and having lots of calls demoing the platform. And yeah, there's been a lot of things I need to implement to make the platform better. I know the platform's really good as it is, but it can always be better, and there are things missing that will make the coach's experience great. So yeah, I'm working late. Like last night I was in bed working till 2:15ish, and then usually I wake up, I need to go to the toilet around 8 a.m. And once I'm waking up, I'm already checking WhatsApp and seeing if there's any messages from the coaches. And if there is, I'm dealing with it, jumping straight on my laptop. And I'm already thinking like, what do I have to get done today? So yeah, that's just inside the mind of someone who's building. But it'll be interesting to know if anyone who's doing something similar feels the same way. I think as I've gotten closer to where I want to be with this platform, it actually gets more and more hard to sleep, which is interesting. You'd think at the start it's hard to sleep because you're not getting any results and you're really stressed about trying to get those results. But to be honest, now that I have more people dependent on me to running their businesses and I want their businesses to be successful, definitely adds stress to my thoughts and my brain. Electric toothbrushes, honestly goated. I've had one for like 6 months. And they're so cheap now and they do such a better job. So I don't know, if you're not on it, get on it. So now I start getting hydrated. If you haven't heard it from enough people, you actually get really dehydrated overnight. So it's normal to have to drink a lot of water, especially if you're going to go for a run in the morning and it's relatively longer, or hit the gym or something like this. You're going to want to drink some water. Even put some electrolytes in there. Don't get conned and buy all these expensive electrolytes. You just need a bit of sodium, a bit of potassium, things like that. Yeah, and the other thing is I take my creatine. So yeah, I try to get around 1 liter of water in. I don't want to get too much because otherwise I'm going to need to piss heaps when I'm on my run. Just enough to rehydrate and keep me performing. I also have a coffee, try to get the bowel movement going. I'm actually someone who's really prone to needing to go middle of the run. Maybe everyone is, but yeah, those who know me know the measures I've had to take if you've seen my Strava. So yeah, definitely don't want any weird business happening mid-run. So yeah, I'm brewing up a coffee now, neck that stuff. So yeah, it's around 8:30, 9 a.m. I usually use this time to do some light work. So if I'm not fixing something important for a client or responding to something or giving some support, I'm usually planning out some features I might be building or doing some DM setting. So responding to people's responses to my cold DMs and trying to set up an appointment to speak to them, or sending voice notes explaining the platform more and answering any questions they have. And I'll also whip up my breakfast in a second, which is a bit of cereal. So yeah, I eat my breakfast, neck a coffee, get hydrated, try to go to the toilet one more time, and then I'm getting ready for my run. The run I have today is a Norwegian singles session. I have a sub-threshold session that is at a medium distance. So let me check the repeats on Garmin. I get it scheduled in. I think it's 6-minute repeats. Oh yeah, I actually have to update it. So I do progressive overload. So if you come into my Garmin, so last week I did 6 by 6:30 with 1 minute recovery. And with the plan I'm following, it says between 6 and 8 minutes for 6 reps. So I'm pretty much increasing by 15 seconds on each rep, week on week. So last week was 6 minute 30, and now it's going to be 6 minute 45 today. And I think that'll be a total of 40 minutes and 30 seconds volume, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah, once you update your Garmin workout, make sure you click into it. And then up here, you click send to watch. If you don't send it to watch, you'll probably end up doing your last week's workout. Full pro tip. We got the coffee now. Let's whip up the feed. So watching my videos, I hope you feel like you're on a Truman Show, because I'm eating the same thing every day. About 90. But hey, a good diet is a diet that you're going to adhere to. And for me, that's eating the same shit every day. Got the coffee, got the brekkie, got the lappy. I'll see you before my run. All right, time to strap up. You got to wet this thing a little bit so it gets like the full connection, and you wear it under your sternum. Also got my little fanny pack and sauce the Adidas McDonald's collab. Best believe I saw that in the shops. Had to get the Macca's collab. So I was just thinking, imagine it starts pissing down, raining, and I have to not go for a run because it's pretty common here. And you can't really go in the rain because it buckets down real hard. But anyway, it just started pissing down, but it just stopped within 30 seconds. So still gonna send it and see what happens. But yeah, anyway, my physio told me a good way to easily get ready for your run is release and activate. So lacrosse ball on the foot, lacrosse ball on the glute. And then also if I had a foam roller, which I don't, I would do my IT band foam roller, and I would be doing quad foam rolling and tibialis anterior foam rolling. Get everything released and then do a few activations. My activations are single leg glute bridges and crab walks with bands. Sometimes I hit some plyometric like hops and jumps, but yeah, usually that's enough to get me ready for the run. Yeah, so it's still raining. it's pretty on and off. Like it picks up, gets really heavy and it stops. So I'll give it a few more minutes. Hopefully it stops. If not, I'm gonna head out, do a mad rain dance, get the dog to stop, and then hit my run. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Full first interval done. 4:46. To be honest, I feel shit today. I think I did my 12-minute intervals at the same pace 2 days ago. But yeah, we'll just run by feel, just like Norwegian singles is. Alright, next one starting, fuck off. Full second one done. 4:46. Tried to be better, but I think I was pushing too much. I need to slow it down. It's just hard. I'm used to the rhythm of the 4:46, 4:45, you know, that kind of pace. Oh yeah, we'll see how the next few go. Yeah, so we just dropped it from 4:46 to 4:50. Definitely feels way more controllable. I think I'll be able to finish everything fine with that. So yeah, it shows 4 seconds, it makes a huge difference. Also just want to note, bro, 60-second rest is killer. I'm gonna finish this recording and it'll probably start beeping. Look, this other shit gets tough, bro. But like with Norwegian singles, you got to decide: am I pushing it too hard, or am I pushing it to get the gains? It's like a in between you need to find. It's not usually like this. I actually preach you should keep it consistent. But I think I'm just having an off day. Oh, 2 more to go. Alright, that was cooked. 4:54. That was second last rep. We got 1 more. Like honestly, when your brain's telling you stop, it's nice when you're on the last rep because it's more excuse just to push through. Yeah, I think my effort's too high this session, but we're here now, so just finish it off. Don't make excuses. Alright, 4:59 pace. Gonna stop the watch. Yeah, I feel cooked, so I'm gonna walk the cool down today. So yeah, it's pretty blurry. Alright, the first thing you do when you get back from a run here. So cold, gives you brain freeze. Yeah, the run was alright. I ran with too high of effort. I think it was just hotter than usual. I might have been a little dehydrated. I really didn't drink any Picari yesterday, so I think I hydrated less than usual. And yeah, I could definitely feel it because my mouth was getting dry, like drier than usual. And my muscles, they weren't cramping, but they couldn't really cycle over as easily in the later reps. By the way, the sweat here is no joke. And that is why I drink liters of Picari Sweat. Alright. Whoa. For the ears are like doing like weird hectic shit. But you know when you can't hear out the ears, like you got submerged? Anyways. We're refreshed. Meal 2, sourdough and eggs. I think I have sourdough this time. What do you know? So good. You can call me a little kid, but sometimes I like poke out the sourdough and I put the egg in the middle. It's like pretty mad. The thing is, the sourdough doesn't really soak up the egg as well, so it's not as good as normal bread with this, but tastes pretty great, mate. Yeah. Food review. Crikey, mate. Yeah, it's pretty good, man. Do you see the vision now? Did you see it? Once I'm done eating, I'm gonna wash up the dishes, head down to the office, make a coffee, get started. Today what we're doing is we're working on the 1.0.2 iOS update. It's going to include managing clients' nutrition plans, a new way of visualizing nutrition plans where you can actually assign nutrition plans for the future for your clients. And there's also a new mode where you can just toggle on nutrition for your client and they can manage their nutrition themselves. And we have a calculator that will calculate macros for them so that they can just follow and their coach can keep track of what they're doing, but the coach doesn't necessarily have to design their nutrition plan. We've also had some feedback already about like just some user experience things and user interface, where button should be, what happens when you enter a set and then go to the next row and things like that. So we're going to be addressing them with the update. And finally going to design a new feature where the coaches can schedule habits for their clients and it gives them notifications, as well as just generally being able to schedule notifications. So for example, imagine I give you a program and I want to get you fired up. I can schedule a notification to come up on your phone at a certain time, at a certain day of the program. And it will just say, get to work, buddy. And then you get G'd up. So that's the vision behind that, working on that. I really want to try and submit to Apple Review by tonight, because then maybe they'll push it to the App Store. And I did tell some clients that I'll try to get it by the weekend. But we're looking good for it, but I still want to test it pretty thoroughly before I release it. I'm adding a lot in one hit, which in future I probably wouldn't do the way I've done it, but we're learning from it. And I can talk more technically about that later at some point. But just, in general, like I haven't been using a proper branch structure for developing the mobile app yet, like I have done on the web app. On the web app, we have a nice feature pull request sort of system. But on the mobile app, it's just master branch. So definitely need to optimize. And we can chat technically about software engineering things at some point. That last one's good. Cooked it for a bit longer with a bit more oil. It's really crispy. Might have to do a mukbang video in the future. Order lunch for Heater Ball. Got 2 of these, one for lunch, one for dinner. This thing costs 5 AUD, like pretty good still. All right, just an update, 7 p.m. I'm starting to wrap up the development of these new features and ramping up the testing that I'm doing. And I just had a thought, like obviously I do get Claude to automate a lot of my work nowadays, like especially with coding and planning. And in the meantime, I've been texting back and forth with different coaches. And a realization that I keep coming back to nowadays is that it's so important to talk to your target customer. So I'm sending out 40 DMs a day. I'm not going to go too in depth on that. I've made a whole Instagram reel on how I'm automating that using Cowork, but I'm reaching out to at least 40 coaches a day and starting conversations. Now my reply rate's around 5%. So I'm having at least 2 conversations starting a day. Not all of them go very far, but the thing is, I'm jumping on calls with some percentage of these people. And once you put your ego aside, what you'll realize is a lot of these people who are your target customer, since you're trying to provide value to them, the only way that you can make money from a product is by providing value to someone. Unless you're a scammer, then you're creating perceived value. But I'm creating value. I've made a good demonstration set of videos that I can send to people so they can see that I'm not a scammer. And then I have really good conversations and they give me really good ideas. And people genuinely want to help. People want to jump on a call with me and spend 30 minutes of their time while they're running their own business to jump on a call with me. And a lot of them even say that, like, I'm probably not going to move software right now, but I'm interested in talking about this thing with you. And it's pretty cool. People want to help you. Talk to people, get ideas, build your product for your customer, learn how to provide value to that target customer. And that is honestly a good roadmap for success. Now, I'm not saying I'm fully successful. This platform isn't making me a living yet. I hope it will in the future, but I think it's becoming clearer on how to get there. And after 8 months of messing around, like this is one of the best pieces of advice I could give you of something I've learned. Anyways, full serious mode deactivated. Let me give you an update on what I've been developing and what I'm testing right now. So we've done a nutrition overhaul. So if the coach goes to the nutrition tab, now they can manage meal plan templates. So these can be selected from the options we had before. We had meal menu, which is like giving your client a set of meals they can choose from. Meal plan is like doing your Monday to Sunday meal plan as normal. And the other one is setting macro targets. And you can also manage your custom meals library, which you can use in the meals. So we've also done an overhaul on the client manager. So now when you go to the nutrition part on the Client Manager, you can assign plans, and you can assign multiple plans. So for example, this is the active plan right now. It's macro targets, for example. So macro targets means I give the client these targets to hit, and they schedule whatever foods they want to hit those macros. Next, I'm testing meal plan. When you schedule a meal plan on this date, it ends that plan before on the next date. Same thing, so you can schedule as many plans as you want. A new one we're adding is self-tracked. So self-tracked means your client can choose their macro targets and you just monitor what they're eating. So what that will look like, if I go to the calendar, the client can set nutrition goals and they can use our TDEE calculator or just put in the macros themselves. All this is also built into the mobile app, which can be logged through the nutrition card on the dashboard. I've also made that more community centered, so you can see whatever community you visited last, or if you're only in one community, that will appear here. The current live version of the app, it actually comes up with this communities button and takes you to the explore page, and you find your communities here. Now, instead of flashing all these other communities in clients' faces, I'm making it go straight to the coaches community for their benefit, and they can navigate to the other communities through this menu icon. Let's say I head to Julian's community here, and then I go to my dashboard. That will be stored in memory, and you can see his logo is right there, and when I go there, it takes me back. So now we're not flushing other communities at clients. I've received feedback from coaches that they want to be able to do more things on the mobile app, on the coaching side of things. So we've added, looking at blocks, I need to add block management very soon. We also added the nutrition scheduling, and overall this view is a lot cleaner. All right, this is going to be the final part of the video. I think it's getting pretty long, but we're up to the final meal of the day. Honestly, I'm not that hungry. That's what's pretty mad about running high mileage, and I'm still in a calorie deficit. I mean, I've been losing weight, but it doesn't feel like I'm in a calorie deficit. I don't even want to eat this meal right now, but I got a long run tomorrow, so got to get it in. It's a how many do you do moment again. Probably will smack 6 Weet-Bix. I think it's a good amount, 100 grams. Making mess everywhere. Not good, man. Bro, I made so much mess yesterday. Well, actually, I didn't really make so much mess yesterday, but I think over time it accumulated in hard to reach spots. And I had a bit of an ant infestation in my Milo box. So I was pretty pissed off because that was a fresh Milo box. Yeah, so I had to throw that out. It was funny, I checked and there was no ants. Like, because there's like some, I don't know, because it's hot country, if they can get in, they'll get in. And there was like this little hole in the skirting and I could see a trail of ants and I'm like, oh shit. So then anyways, check the cupboard, I see ants. I check all my cereal boxes, all are good. And I'm like, oh, this is actually a good idea because you have the box, then you have the foil. So they're not going to go into the box and up the foil. And then I just double checked and there was nothing there. And I think because I rattled the box, I came back half an hour later and the ants were popping off on the box. So yeah, now what I've actually done, because I'm pazzing, is I've put a bit of Kinesi, whatever you call this, Kinesio tape or whatever, Kinesi, I don't know what you call it, but that hectic physio tape. And yeah, they're not getting in there anymore. But anyways, bit of cinnamon down here. Load her up. Bit of A2 milk. Just eyeball that shit. Just finish the carton. And yeah, we got a sick feed to finish the night. I mean, yeah, it's 7:30. I'm usually in the office till at least midnight. So yeah, got a few more hours of work. I'm gonna test out all those features, make sure they're polished. Submit something to the App Store. Honestly, I'm not that optimistic that Apple will review it by the weekend. But yeah, I'll do my best. Meet the timeline so I don't have to worry about this and I can move on to the next things. Anyways, let me know. Is this vlog too long? Is it good? Do you want to see more video of me eating like a vulture? Do you want to see more video of me running? Do you want to see more of me talking about engineering shit? I don't know. A lot of people probably don't want to hear that. A lot of people probably do want to hear that. So yeah, is it a good balance? Nah, man. Anyways, I will see you next time. Maybe bi-weekly vlogs. We'll see how we go. But yeah, bro, like, comment, subscribe, or I'm coming for you.